crusty as fuck. Oh. Hey guys, Annika, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a really fucking excited and really fucking super requested video. I'm going to be talking all about my bullet journal. Excuse the cover, I ordered some more stickers to put here and here, but right now it's just kind of a mess and it's kind of really fucking ugly, but that's okay. Basically, I've been talking about my bullet journal all over social media, on my Snapchat, on my public spam account, and I've even mentioned it in a few videos. What bullet journaling is, it's basically, well, the reason why it's called bullet journaling is because instead of a journal with lines, the journal has a bunch of dots, as you can see. I don't know if it focused, but that's why it's called bullet journaling, I'm pretty sure. Essentially what it is just aesthetic journaling. You've probably seen it all over Tumblr and Pinterest. Lots of people use it to organize their lives. Moms use it to track their meals and whatever. And you know, people who have jobs use it to track like what they need to do. For me, I'm using it as a therapeutic and artistic outlet, so I'm using it mostly like to draw, and then every day I write a journal entry just because I feel like I need somewhere to express my feelings that's not, you know, so public, because I feel like I usually go public with my feelings a lot of the time, which is not very healthy. But yeah, so that's what bullet journaling is. I've gotten so many requests from you guys to show you guys how I bullet journal and how I make my weekly spread. Since I'm doing this in the middle of November, I'm just doing my weekly spread and I'm just showing you how to do my weekly spread. I don't know if I'm gonna make this in a separate video or if I might just like combine it with this video, but I will show you how I'm doing my entire monthly spread for December. But in this, I'm really just showing you how I set up my week, and also like just this front little page that I showed, which would technically go at the beginning of the month. When I'm doing an entire monthly spread, I will have things such as a mood tracker, a habit tracker. I will be having my goals for the month, you know, I'll have a calendar and all that. So yeah, let's get poppin'. What I first did was I decided to start off with a page that just says bullet journal. I took one of the Crayola Super Tip markers in a light pink shade and I wrote bullet in all capital letters, and then using a Papermate pen, I totally fucking forget what they're called, I'm really sorry about that, but I'll put it on the screen right now. I just wrote bullet over top of it in cursive, and I added shading on some of the sides of the letters to make it look like faux calligraphy. I'm not good at calligraphy quite yet. I feel like hand lettering and calligraphy are a really big part of bullet journals, but I haven't gotten this skill yet. But it obviously just comes with practice, so I just faked it for now. And then I wrote journal in the same kind of faux calligraphy, and I did yellow lines using a Tombow Duo brush pen. I'll talk a little bit more about those and the other supplies that I used later in the video. So I used a combination of Tombow Duo brush pens and Crayola Super Tips. I love the Tombow Duo brush pens because they're double-sided. So one side has a really like big felt tip marker that is great for calligraphy, and then the other side is like a really like small dense marker that's good for just like writing. And I love the Crayola Super Tips because they have a lot of colors, and a 50 pack is only like 10 bucks. They're super duper affordable, and they do a very similar thing to the Tombow Duo brush pens. To start off, I first made a little square, and inside I wrote, "Don't worry about the little things, they don't deserve your time. Live every day with purpose and surround yourself with people that make you happy." And at the top I wrote reminders. It's kind of cheesy, but I do feel like little quotes like this are really important, especially since I'm looking at them every single day. It really helps me interiorize them. Is that a word? Internalize. That's what I was looking for. Internalize them. So I did it in like a square, and then I did like a shadow, so it kind of looked like there was another post-it note kind of thing underneath it. Then I just drew some light bulbs so I could be an aesthetic fucking queen, and also just because I like drawing and I wanted to fill the space. And then I wrote, "Time you enjoy wasting is not wasted time," in the same like kind of faux calligraphy over top of bold letters using Tombow Duo brush pens and Crayola Super Tip markers. I also drew a little thing called November swatches, and in there I have the like main colors that I wanted to use for this month. Obviously we're starting at like towards the end of the month, so I didn't really get to utilize those colors, but like this would come in handy if you were doing a full month, you know, if you were to fuck up like me. So I used a combination of Tombow Duo brush pens and Crayola Super Tips. I made a little calendar. I used some gold washi tape, and I just kind of like, you know, organized it. It's not the best. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but it works. It's fine. It's okay. And then, you know, I wrote November in the same fucking bold letters with the cursive because that's like my favorite font. I love doing that for headers. I overuse it actually, but I really like it. And then I just drew some cacti and flowers next to it because there was an open space, and I was like, you know what? Let's do it. Starting off with my weekly spread, I wrote November 19th through 25th at the top, and I did that in the same faux calligraphy that I did before, and you know, I just did the 19th and 25th in normal handwriting. I started off by writing Monday as the start of the week, and then I realized that I totally fucked up because Sunday is the 19th, and I'm just a fuck up, like what else is new? So to cover up my mistake, I used some brown scrapbooking paper, which I thought would give it an aesthetic, vintage, grungy vibe, and I used that using this, like, I don't even know what you call it, just Scotch double-sided tape dispenser. I don't really know what you call it, but you just like roll it on the back of paper and then you just stick it down. It's really heavy-duty tape and I really like it. And then I just drew some flowers by it. I did the same with all the other dates, and then I did a little weekly playlist. I feel like this comes in handy just like so that I can see over time how my music taste has grown, and also just like, I don't know, so I can remember what my go-to songs are. I don't really know why I did it. And then I finished the next page without showing you guys because it was really simple, but I just did a sleep tracker, and I'll show you how the sleep tracker works. Right here I have the days of the week: Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I have a bunch of numbers here. I have 9 means 9 p.m. through 11, which means 11 a.m. And what I'm gonna do is every night I just highlight from what hour to what hour of sleep I got, and it's just kind of interesting to see. Again, if I were doing a monthly spread, I would put this at the beginning of the month and I would do it with all the days of the month, but since I'm just doing 2 weeks for November, I'm just gonna put them in each week because, you know, it's simple. Oh, bitch is dry. Moist. And then I made sure to add a little place where I could add my gratitude for this week, especially since this week is Thanksgiving. I do this little gratitude section every week because I think that gratitude is super important, but I made it a really big section this month just because it's Thanksgiving, and I added some little leaves because I'm aesthetic. I'm an aesthetic queen like that. So yeah, it's a different day. That's why I look even more like trash. This section of the video, I'm going to be talking about my December spread. So I showed you what I did for the weeks, and now I'm going to be showing you what I did for December. I drew a bunch of circles just kind of like overlapping each other. They weren't like perfect circles. I made them like kind of squiggly. And then I drew little shapes to make lights, and then I filled them in different colors just to make them look like Christmas lights. And then I did the faux calligraphy for hello, and then I just wrote December in normal capital letters. For the calendar layout, okay, calendars always take me a really long time to do because I'm such a perfectionist and they need to be like the same amount of dots, and it was just really hard for me. I basically just drew all the days of the month. I wrote December at the top. I decided that the colors I wanted to use were like kind of like turquoise, blue, and purple. So I did that. My brother's birthday is on the 26th, so I drew a cake and I drew a present for Christmas, and then I wrote important dates, and I'm just gonna fill out any important dates that there's gonna be. I wrote the days of the week, I did the numbers, you know, and then I wrote baby it's cold outside, and I drew a snowman. So yeah. Then I did my sleep tracker. I don't remember if I did my sleep tracker before I did my mood tracker, but I messed up so much on my mood tracker that I had to like cut it out and like tape it down onto a different page. But for the sleep tracker, I just did the numbers of like the days, so like December 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, all the way down to the 31st. And then I did 9 p.m. through 5 p.m. and I just did all of that. So what I'm gonna do is every day I'm just gonna highlight from what hour to what hour I got of sleep, similar to what I did in my weekly spread in the beginning of the video. And for the habit tracker, I basically have like all the habits that I want to follow, and then every time I successfully do one of those habits, I fill in a square. For post vids, I outlined which days I need to post videos, so I'm just gonna color them in if I do it, if you get what I mean. The habits that I have are post videos, shower, wash makeup brushes, journal, homework, no drama, no spending, and self-care. And then I did a mood tracker going down the side, and I just have, you know, the days of the month and then the days of the week that correspond with that. And then I have a key at the bottom. I have yellow is happy, dark blue is depressed, light blue is sad, periwinkle is lonely, green is anxious, and red is mad. So I'm just gonna color in whatever color I was feeling the majority of that day, and that's what goes in the mood tracker portion. And then very last page for the monthly spread is my YouTube tracker. I do have a subscriber count. I'm gonna write how many subscribers I have on December 1st and on December 31st, and then I'm gonna have my video ideas right over here. And then on this page, I'm gonna start my weekly spread. So I'm planning on doing Vlogmas for December, so I'll keep you posted on what I'm doing for my weekly spreads. Do you like how my hood's up? I look so hot, honestly. You wanna be me? So yeah, that's basically my bullet journal. If you guys want me to do more videos, like each time a new month starts, I can do my monthly spread for you guys. Let me know whatever y'all want. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please comment, rate, subscribe, suck my dick, and keep on bullet journaling.
I would wish you the best, but you already had it.